everyone, welcome to my channel. In this channel, I will explain you the overview of the biochemistry, the basic to advanced. In the today's lecture, I will explain about the introduction to biochemistry. By the way, myself Dr. Titli Shadu, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, School of Agriculture, SR University, Warangal, Telangana. So let's start today's topic. Biochemistry. It is the understanding the molecular basis of life. We can divide the biochemistry into the two parts. One is the bio and another one is the chemistry. The bio means life, whereas the chemistry means the chemical reaction. So we can say it is the interrelation between the life and the chemical reaction. So, elaborately, we can define the biochemistry, the study of the chemical process within and relating to the living organism. Or it is a discipline at the intersection of the biology and the chemistry, aiming to understand the how complex molecular mechanisms are going to take place in the life process. The Carl Neuberg in 1903, the German scientist first proposed the term biochemistry. He is also known as the father of modern biochemistry. There are several branches of the biochemistry. What are these branches? The structural biochemistry that deals with the different structure of the biomolecules. Next, the enzymology. The enzyme is the main part of all the biochemical reaction inside our body. So enzymology is the part of the biochemistry that will deals the different enzymes and their mechanism and action in the biological different reaction in our body. Next, the metabolism. So metabolism means all the chemical reaction that are taking place with the help of the enzyme and all the biomolecules inside the body is known as the metabolism. Next, the molecular biology. And last but not the least, the most important topic in nowadays, that is the bioinformatics. So what are the importance of the biochemistry? The first one, the understanding of the life processes. So very simply we can say that it will explain the how the biological molecules interact to sustain the life, that means including the metabolism, energy production and cellular function. So it is the overview of the understanding of the life processes. So, what we can say, the life process referred to the series of the biochemical reaction that keep the organism alive. So, these life processes actually include the three parts. One is the metabolism, another one is the energy production, and last one, the cellular function. So, what is the metabolism? We already explained in a short way that metabolism is the chemical process that occurs within a living organism to sustain the life. Next, the energy production. So for maintaining our body to do all the biochemical action, we need the energy. So the way the cells generate the energy to make all the various activity is under the energy production. And what is the cellular function? The cellular function means the mechanism by which the cells grow, repair and communicate. So all are the cellular function. So we can say that the metabolism, we can explain the metabolism, this is the engine of the life. So metabolism is the sum of all the biochemical reaction occurring in the cells. Metabolism we can divide into the two parts. One is the catabolism and another one is anabolism. What is the catabolism? The catabolism means the breakdown of the complex molecules. The complex molecules means the biomolecules. Later we will describe a detail about the biomolecules. And next, the anabolism. Anabolism is the the synthesis of the complex molecule, the building of the complex molecule, like the proteins and DNA from the simpler one. That means from the amino acid to protein, it is under the anabolism. Whereas from the glucose to the simpler carbohydrate molecule is the catabolism. So what you eat the food, your body breaks it down into the energy. And then these energy actually the body used to build and repair the tissues. So breaking down is the catabolism and making is the anabolism. Then the energy production. The energy production means the cells require the energy to function, which they get through the cellular respiration. In the presence of the oxygen, we can say it is the aerobic respiration. If it is in the absence of the oxygen, we can say it is the anaerobic respiration. Next, the DNA and the cellular functions. The DNA in our cells carries the genetic information that control the biochemical reaction. So these instructions guide the protein synthesis, helps build the enzyme and other important molecules. So enzymes speed up the biochemical reaction, allowing the metabolism and energy production to happen efficiently. So all these are under the life processes, and the understanding of all these processes is the first importance of the biochemistry. So that's why it is very much important, but it helps the scientists to develop the medicines, improve the nutrition, create the biotechnological innovation. It explains how the cells repair the damage, grow and respond to their environment. So life process in biochemistry revolve around the metabolism, the energy production and the cellular function. Every living organism from bacteria to human relies on these processes to survive and adapt. So by studying this, we can unlock the secrets of the life, the health and disease. Next, the medical advancement. So, in short, we can say the medical advancement, this can help in diagnosing, the treating the diseases, including the drug development, genetic research, and the personalized medicine. So if we understand the previous one, the understanding of the life process, then we can easily develop in this field of the medical advancement. So biochemistry nowadays plays a critical role in the modern medicine, helping to understand the disease, develop the treatments and improve the healthcare outcomes. So from drug discovery to the personalized medicine, advancement in the biochemistry have revolutionized the medical field in a vast. So what are the roles of the biochemistry in medicine? Biochemistry helps us to understand the biochemical processes occurring in the human body, diagnosing the disease, developing the medication, vaccine production, because with the help of all the related chemical processes, we can design the vaccine to combat against the infectious disease. And nowadays also the genetic research, understanding and DNA and RNA interaction for the gene therapy and personalized medicine. Then the drug discovery and the development. Biochemists study that how drugs affect the body at the molecular level. Pharmaceutical companies use the biochemistry to develop the effective and the safe medicines. Antibiotic like penicillin, it can fight against the infection. So the targeted cancer therapies that block the specific biochemical pathway in the cancerous cells. Next, the personalized medicine. Advances in genomics and biochemistry allows the doctor to customize the treatment based on the individual's DNA. that can help in the gene therapy. So the gene therapy actually help treating the genetic disorder by replacing the faulty genes. So it can act on the basis of the individual's DNA. And the biomarker based treatments help predict how a patient will respond to a specific drug. The role of the biotechnology in the medicine, the CRISPR gene editing, the revolutionary tool that allows the scientists to modify genes to treat the genetic disease. Regenerative medicine, using the stem cell to repair the damaged tissue and the organs. With the help of the biochemistry, we can develop the vaccines. We can prevent the disease also. mRNA vaccine that we developed at the time of COVID-19. So it is all the effect of the biochemistry only. So we can say that biochemistry is at the heart of the medical advancement, driving innovation in the drug discovery, genetic research, and personalized medicine. Next, we can say that biochemistry is not only for the life processes or the medical science, it is also helpful for the agriculture. So it can help to improve the crop yield, pest resistance, and soil fertility through the biochemical studies in the plant biology and genetics. So the plant biochemistry also is very much important to improve the agriculture. Biochemistry can help to build the GM food, the genetically modified food. It is a part of not only the biochemistry, it is the advancement of the biotechnology. So now the scientists modify the crop DNA to introduce the disease resistance, the drought tolerance, and the higher nutritional value. And now it is various GM crops like the BT brinjal, the tomato, that the BT bacon, the BT brinjal, everything, the BT corn is very much important. The GM crops residue, the GM crop reduce the need for the chemical pesticide, making farming the more sustainable also. Biochemistry also helps to fight with the various soil fertility. The soil contains the essential nutrients like the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So biochemistry helps on the basis of these, the biofertilizer, biopesticide. So it can also help for the organic farming. Next, the biotechnology application. That biotechnology is a powerful field that combines the biology and the technology to create the innovative solution in medicine, agriculture, industry, environment, etc. It uses the biochemical principles to develop the genetic modification, enzymes technology, and its industrial application. So, what is biotechnology? Biotechnology involves the manipulation of living organisms at the molecular and biochemical levels to develop the products that benefit the humans. Just we told that the genetically modified crops, it is actually the application, the innovation of the biotechnology only. So biotechnology can help in medicine, in agriculture, in industry, and also the sustainable environment. So what is the genetic engineering and DNA technology? So actually the genetic and the DNA technology, it is also the application of the biotechnology. Scientists use the DNA modification technique to improve the plants, animals, and the microorganism. We already described the CRISPR gene editing that allows for the precise changes in DNA, helping to cure the genetic disorder and enhance the crop traits. Next, also it has the industrial application, because if the enzyme technology we can develop, it can used in the food production, biofuel manufacturing, and pharmaceutical synthesis. Fermentation process helps to produce the antibiotics, bioethanol, and the organic acids. The microbial biotechnology is used for the waste management and water purification. Role in medicine, also a part of biotechnology. The biopharmaceuticals, the creating medicine using the biological molecules, vaccine development, gene therapy, all are under the biotechnology application. And then the agricultural biotechnology, that is the genetically modified food, the biofertilizer, the biopesticide, the tissue culture, all are the application of the biotechnology in the agriculture field. And the environment biotechnology, the bioremediation uses the bacteria to clean the oil and the dust and the pollutants. To understanding the processes, the biochemical processes inside this bioorganism is actually the part of the biochemistry and the biotechnology. Nowadays, the biofuel are produced using the microbes, the reducing the carbon emission. It can give a sustainable solution also. Waste management also nowadays is improved through the microbial decomposition. So the biotechnology has transformed the industry and daily life through the genetic engineering, enzyme technology, and biopharmaceuticals. But all of these things is related to the biochemistry, understanding the molecular basis of life, the chemical reaction what are going to place inside the bio. Next, the nutritional science, understanding the food and health through biotechnology. So nutritional study or nutritional science, it is that how the food, nutrients, and the biochemical process impact the human health. It focuses on how the body uses the food for the energy, for growth, for repair, and overall well-being. So what is nutritional science? The nutritional science examines the role of nutrients. What is the role of nutrients? The role of nutrients means the nutrients is the carbohydrate, the protein, the fat, the vitamins, the minerals, and the water. Metabolic process that convert the food into energy, that means it is the metabolism. The impact of diet on the health and disease prevention. It combines the biochemistry, physiology, and food science to promote the healthy living. So essential nutrients and their function. Essential nutrients, there are macronutrients and micronutrients. The macronutrients means the carbohydrate, protein, fat, and the micronutrients means the vitamins and minerals. So all these biomolecules, the macronutrients and micronutrients function inside the body is actually described by the biochemistry only. Next, the biochemistry for digestion and metabolism. That food undergoes the digestion, breaking down into the simpler molecule for the absorption. So the catabolism and the anabolism, what are the going to take place is also about the biochemistry, and it is related to the nutrition. Then, so we can say the nutritional science bridges the gap between the food and health, ensuring the optimal well-being through the balanced diet and the scientific advancement. Then the environmental protection, that bioremediation, pollution control, understanding the biochemical cycles, the essential for the ecosystem balance. We already explained that the bioremediation, now the pollution control, the waste management, all are taking place by the microorganism, by the various biological molecules. So understanding the chemical processes is the part of it. So environmental protection is essential for maintaining a balanced ecosystem and biochemistry plays a crucial role in solving the pollution, waste management, climate related challenges. Biochemistry helps for the bioremediation, the cleaning the environment naturally by the biological process, water pollution and the biochemical treatment, that air pollution and the climate change solution, sustainable agriculture and eco-friendly practices, because we can produce the biofertilizer, biopesticide, so it will actually improve the sustainable agriculture. So biochemistry provides the innovative and eco-friendly solution for the pollution control, waste management and the climate change. The genetics and the molecular biology that provides the insight into DNA and RNA and the protein synthesis, which are fundamental for genetic engineering and the forensic science. So the genetics is the study of the genes, DNA and inheritance. It explains the how traits pass from one generation to another generation. So it involves the DNA and RNA, the molecular biology and the protein synthesis. That means actually that DNA to DNA, DNA to RNA and finally the RNA to protein. That means what is known as the central dogma of the life. That means the replication, the DNA to DNA, DNA to RNA, that is the transcription, and finally RNA to protein, that translation. So all are under the molecular biology. And to understanding the basic of the DNA and the RNA and their function, the transferring the genetic material is all under genetics. Next, the forensic science. So nowadays, the forensic science is the application of scientific principles and biochemical techniques to solve the crimes and uncover the evidence. It involves the DNA analysis, toxicology, fingerprinting, and chemical testing to support the legal investigation. So if we know the details about the genetics, the molecular biology, the DNA, the enzymology, the toxicology, so we can easily detect the field of the forensic science also. Next, the pharmaceutical industry. It plays a key role in drug discovery, the vaccine development, and understanding the drug interaction at the molecular level. So if we have a good idea about all the biochemical process inside our body, if we can understand our body and the chemical reaction, if we understand the enzymology inside our body, we can develop the drug, we can develop the vaccine. We can also understand the how drug can relate, can interact with the body at the molecular level. So it is actually the pharmaceutical industry and the importance of the biochemistry in this field. And food and nutrition, already we described about the nutritional science and the importance of biochemistry in the field. Then also, apart from this nutrition, the relation of these macro and micronutrients for the health development and all, it can also improve the food preservation, the quality control, and the development of functional foods enriched with essential nutrients. Because on the basis of the human demand or on the basis of the nutrients, we are developing the genetically modified crops also. So next, the biomolecules. So what are the biomolecules? The four biomolecules are there. One is the carbohydrate, protein, lipid and nucleic acid. So what is carbohydrate? The energy source of life. We can say that carbohydrate means it composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And the most important that here carbon is to hydrogen is to oxygen ratio is 1 is to 2 is to 1. It is a primary source of energy for living organism. that 1 gram of carbohydrate can give the 4 calorie of energy. It can found in sugar, the starch, the fiber in the food. It is essential for the metabolism, brain function and the cellular process. Next, the proteins. It is the building blocks of life. The essential macromolecules that are consist of the amino acid. What is the difference between the carbohydrate and proteins? That carbohydrate means it consists of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, but protein consists the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. It plays a crucial role in structure, function and regulation of the body tissue and organ. In our body, all the enzymes except the ribozyme, the hormones, the antibodies, all are proteins only. It found in meat, eggs, dairy, legumes and nuts. It involved in muscle growth, immune response and metabolic processes. Next, the lipid. It is the essential biomolecules for the energy and cell structure. There is a fine difference between the carbohydrate and lipid. Carbohydrate means it consists of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Lipid is also consist of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, but the difference is here the hydrogen is to oxygen ratio, it's not equal to 2:1. The major types are fat, oils, the phospholipids, steroids and wax. It serves as a long-term energy storage molecule because 1 gram of lipid can give 9 calorie of energy. Carbohydrate and protein both are giving 4 calorie of energy per 1 gram. But whereas lipids are giving 9 calorie per 1 gram. So it can serve as a long-term energy storage molecule. It's crucial for cell membrane structure and the function. It acts as a signaling molecules and plays a vital role for the hormone production. It can found in butter, oils, nuts, seeds, etc. and in various fatty food. And the lipid, the fatty acid, it consists of the fatty acid. There is various fatty means we can divide the fatty acid into the saturated fatty acid and the unsaturated fatty acid. So the unsaturated fatty acids are very much important for our health. There are one kind of fatty acid, the unsaturated fatty acid, which we can say the essential fatty acid. So we are taking this essential fatty acid from the outside food. So all the biomolecules are very much important for our body. The nucleic acid, the blueprint of life. The essential biomolecules that store and transmit the genetic information from one generation to another generation. There are two main types. One is the DNA and another one is the RNA. The DNA, the full form is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA means the ribonucleic acid. Both are composed of nucleotide. Nucleotide means three component. That the ribose sugar and the phosphate and the nitrogenous base. DNA carries the genetic instruction for growth, development and reproduction. RNA helps for the protein synthesis and the gene expression. So these four are the biomolecules. Then the enzymes, one of the most important part in our body, the biocatalyst of life. It is a protein that speeds up the biochemical reaction by lowering the activation energy. Except the ribozyme, all the enzymes are protein. It is highly specific to the substrate. So we are following the lock and key model and induced fit model for the mechanism of the enzymes. It involves in digestion, the metabolism, the cellular process. We can say for everything the enzyme is related. The enzymes have different classification also. In short, we can say that auth lil. OTHLIL. O for oxidoreductase, T for the transferase, H for the hydrolase, L for the lyase, I for isomerase, and again L for the ligase. In another lecture, we will explain detail about the enzymes. The enzyme mechanism is influenced by the temperature, the pH, and also the substrate concentration. Then the metabolism, the energy generating process of life. We already told that metabolism means all the biomolecules which we are taking, their their reaction, their ultimate fate, the energy production, all are related with the metabolism. So we can divide the metabolism into the two parts. One is the catabolism and another one is the anabolism. Catabolism means the breakdown of the complex molecules. That means from glucose to the simpler carbohydrate, the pyruvate. It is known as the catabolism. And anabolism means the building of the complex molecule. That means from amino acid to protein. It is known as the anabolism. So, we can say that what you eat, the food, your body actually breaking down it into the energy for the further chemical processes. So the ATP production, the enzyme regulation, the metabolic pathways, all are under this. It is essential for growth, reproduction, respiration, everything. The metabolism, without metabolism, I cannot live. It influenced by diet, that hormones and environmental factors also. The difference between the catabolism and the anabolism. The catabolism means the breakdown of the complex molecules into the simpler one. It is actually releasing the energy. Like the glucose molecule to pyruvate and the ATP is the catabolism. So it process actually in giving the ATP. So what you are eating, the glucose, that means the carbohydrate, ultimately it is converting to the ATP. And these ATP actually further helping us for the other chemical processes. That it produces the energy required for the bodily function only. The anabolism means the synthesis of complex molecule from the simpler one. It is actually consuming the energy. That means protein synthesis from the amino acid. It will help for the growth, for the repair, for maintenance of the tissue. So we can say that both processes are interconnected and regulated by the enzymes and different types of hormones. What is ATP? The energy currency of the cell, adenosine triphosphate. It is a primary energy carrier in cell. We told that DNA, RNA, that means they are made of the nucleotide. That means the ribose sugar, the phosphoric acid or phosphate group, and the nitrogen base. So ATP is one kind of this, that adenosine triphosphate. So here the nitrogen base is adenosine and 3 molecules of phosphate group is present. It stores and releases the energy through the hydrolysis of the phosphate bond. So ATP that will converted to the ADP, that adenosine diphosphate. So one phosphate is removing and it will produce the energy. So when it is removing one kind of phosphate, it will give the energy. It is used in the muscle contraction, nerve transmission, biosynthesis, and for the active transport. Then the cellular respiration. That the energy production in cells. It is a process by which the cells convert the glucose into the ATP. There are 3 main stages. the glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. So these all the processes in the next video we will explain. The aerobic respiration requires the oxygen, whereas the anaerobic respiration not require the oxygen. So water the respiration is takes place within the oxygen, then it is the aerobic. If it is taking place without the oxygen, then it is the anaerobic. Both kind of respiration are there. And it is the respiration is the essential for the muscle contraction, brain function, and completely for overall metabolism. The photosynthesis, the process of converting light into the energy. So it is the process by which plants are convert the sunlight into the chemical energy. It occurs the chloroplast of the plant cell. So it is actually two main states. One is the light dependent, another one is the light independent. The ultimate reaction, that carbon dioxide and water and the presence of the sunlight, it is converting the carbohydrate, that is a C6H12O6, the glucose molecule, and the oxygen. It is essential for the producing the oxygen and maintaining the earth carbon cycle. Then the gene expression from DNA to protein. The process by which the genetic information in DNA is converted into the functional protein is the gene expression. It has two main stages. One is the transcription and translation. Apart from this transcription and translation, there is one more process that is known as the replication. So there is three main category, that replication, transcription, and translation. But gene expression is deals with this transcription and translation. But combining these three processes, that is the replication, transcription, and translation, it is known as the central dogma of the life. The replication means the DNA to DNA. Then DNA to RNA formation is known as the transcription. And finally, the RNA to protein is known as the translation. So we told that DNA actually carrying the genetic information from one generation to another generation. So when it is transmitting this information from DNA to RNA and finally to the protein, then ultimately the gene is expressed with the same genetic information. It regulated by various factors such as some transcription factors, epigenetics, and environmental signals. Then that the application of the biochemistry. So nowadays biochemistry we can apply everywhere. Medicine and healthcare, drug discovery, disease diagnosis, personalized medicine, preparation of the vaccine, gene therapy, everywhere. We can also implement the biochemistry for the sustainable agriculture, for the food science, that means for the crop improvement, pest resistant, food preservation, nutritional biochemistry, etc. The application of biochemistry is the biotechnology, where the technological thing we can do in the biological system, like the genetic engineering, enzyme technology, synthetic biotechnology, etc. Then the forensic science, DNA fingerprinting, toxicology, crime investigation, it is the application of biochemistry only. We can also do the bioremediation, the pollution control, the ecosystem management also. So it is for the sustainable environment. And finally, the nutrition and dietetics. So understanding the metabolism, nutrient absorption, dietary supplement for the individual is known as the nutrition and dietetics. So it is also the application of the biochemistry only. Then what is the future of biochemistry? So advances in genomics, that is the precision medicine and the CRISPR gene editing. The synthetic biology, designing the artificial cells and the biomolecules. Personalized medicine, tailored the drug therapy based on the genetic makeup. Biochemical engineering, development of biofuels and sustainable materials. AI and big data in biochemistry, computational biology for the drug discovery and disease modeling. And also the space biochemistry, the studying the biological changes in astronaut and extraterrestrial life possibilities. So from this today's lecture, what are the key points that we can say? That biochemistry means the chemical reaction what is taking place in biology. So it is bridges the biology and chemistry to explain the life processes. There are various importance to study for the biochemistry, from life process to food, from agriculture to environment, from drug discovery to forensic science to investigate the crime. Everything is under the biochemistry only. Biochemistry has different branches: structural, molecular, enzymology, bioinformatics, etc. So the main thing is the biomolecules like the carbohydrate, protein, lipids and nucleic acid that are the essential for the life. Enzyme that catalyze the biochemical reaction and regulate the metabolism. ATP is the primary energy carrier in cell. Cellular respiration and photosynthesis are the key biochemical energy transformation. Gene expression can control the DNA information translate into protein, so it can carry the genetic information from one generation to another generation. Application of the biochemistry extend to everything: the medicine, the agriculture, biotechnology and more. And future development in the biochemistry promise the advancements in healthcare, the genetics and the sustainability. Thank you.